Alright, welcome back everybody. So, this episode is kind of like, the kind of a half episode in a way. We're just gonna play for a while. We don't really have any specific goals that we're trying to complete. So everybody that's not interested in just kind of the behind the scenes type bits, you're probably safe just kind of skip over this one, and if you glean something cool out of it, that's always a plus. Hopefully something interesting happens. It'll be, mostly just kind of farming, more or less. Depending on, where the motivation is, I may go ahead and start a real episode at some point during the, making of this one. But that's, super up in the air. My throat's, still a little messed up. I mostly just want to get a little bit of experience and square away a couple of skills. I'm going to try my very best not to have any time elapse in the game, if I can help it at least. Or as little time as possible. That's unfortunate. It's currently May 23rd. Oh. What a nerd. It's very annoying. It's the exact reason I'm killing these harpies. Okay. Now we can start fixing this. Yeah, cursed. I think it just prevents you from casting spells. I don't think it does anything else, but I don't know that for a fact. But like any status effect, there's a 0% chance that it's a good thing. So I'd rather it just kinda be gone. There we go. I don't have any like specific subjects to talk about, but I do think I'm gonna put the solo playthrough possibly. This is in the right place. Possibly on hold for a little bit.
Yes.
The next thing that I really want to do is those lore videos. Now, I don't know exactly how I want to do them yet. There's two different ways that I'm looking at possibly doing them. Okay. One of them, and this is also on the assumption that the people watching this particular episode aren't I'm not quite sure how to phrase that, but basically I have this idea to make the lore videos as kind of like a comedy series type of deal. I feel like there is a lot of comedy in there somewhere, just because some of the lore truly is like very, very absurd. That is also not green at all. So I think there's an interesting series in there for that one. Or, you know, there is also the option to do legitimate videos and then maybe make spoofs of them or something kind of that nature. Just kind of thing I'm sort of kind of playing with a little bit. But either which way, I want to do lore videos. I don't have an exact method for how I want to do it yet. You know, I don't consider myself an expert on the lore. I know a lot about this game, and frankly, I've learned, you know, a ton from just doing these couple of playthroughs again. There we go. Oh, one more. There we go. I've learned a lot from doing these couple of playthroughs. I think that I could refine my strategies a little bit more. I also don't know what this does, so we're gonna find out. I can refine my strategies and just have better knowledge on more, I want to say esoteric, but that's not the right word. Just very specific things. Like, you know, off the top of my head, I should know what's resistant to what to use on what, all those types of things. Or at the very least, I feel like I should know that, you know? Like, some are a little bit obvious. You know, a fire elemental is obviously going to be resistant to fire. Well, okay. Everybody knows that. But, you know, the fact that a blue dragon does cold attacks, well, that was actually new information. I didn't know that. And I think it's kind of interesting. Weirdly enough, Fame actually has a ton of mana. Archers are really weak. Kind of expecting to be a little more durable than that. Right, but I thought I should know those things. I could probably... shoot. I could probably make some type of content on that, more or less general concept. And it could vary a little bit. On one hand, you know, not exactly, like a strategy guide, because nobody really needs that. It would be because I think it's interesting. You know, just in-depth looks at monsters and things, builds, those types of things. Armor class, kind of cool. And speed accuracy. Marginally interesting. Lore videos on things that people maybe just have never thought about, or, you know, maybe just never cared to think about, that I just think are interesting. The lowest hanging fruit that I can think of there is the road system, because it kind of answered one of my questions while I was thinking about it. You know, the game obviously has some way that it was meant to be played, right? Oh wow, I'm all the way up north. Huh. Right, the game, it has a route that you're kind of, like, supposed to play it, I suppose. And, I never do it that way. Ever. You know, I've never, ever played as the game, intends. Also, we're gonna go ahead and sell Mordred. We just don't need it.
It worked. It worked. Success.
Green. And,
Success.
purple, because why not? Also, it is the 23rd. Poison? I don't care about poison. I never played the game inherently as it was intended. You know, the designers, they don't expect you to have teleport at level 1. You know, they don't expect you to be teleporting around and doing exploits and all those kind of things in the first place, let alone so early. Backdoor key. Well, I hate to say it, but I don't think we even need that. I'll hang on to it, but we don't need it. But there is actually a way the game is designed to be played, and theoretically, if you just follow the roads, that'll lead you through things. Now, I would have to go and actually inspect that and see what that's all about to kind of figure it out. But the roads are the first thing. Obviously, there are roads, right? And there are roads that go all over the place. And this is derived, the whole idea, from the fact that on this map, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cities, right? Well, not really, okay? This map is oddly deceiving. You know, the Frozen Highlands is 2 different cities, but one of those cities, or I guess it's kind of 3 in a way, depending on how you look at it. But there's also Craigspire, there's a town there. There's Iron Fist. Well, that's an obvious one. There's Darkmoor, the entire place. What's that all about? You know? And the roads, right? The roads that would lead you to wherever you're trying to get to. If you follow those roads, getting to Dragon Sand shouldn't be as easy as it is. You know, it takes me in game. Sorry, it's of a cough. It takes me about 15 days to get to Dragon Sand at level 1, and that's part of the whole thing. And you're allowed to do that. But that's not really the game, the spirit of the game, right? So that's what we're looking at. We're looking at what is the spirit of things. And kind of lost my train of thought there. But the roads, they started out with the idea that I was curious, why does the Warlord's Fortress exist? That's the also we're about to go to Dragon Sand. Why does the Warlord's Fortress exist? It just seems like a weird thing to exist in the first place. Because why would you just have that laying around? What's it for, you know? And, you know, it's in the corner of Silver Cove. Well, that doesn't make a lot of sense. But then it does. Whenever you look at why was it put there? And shoot. And the reason it was put there was to watch over the Calamar region, I think it was called. I want you to kill that dragon. There you go. It was designed to look over the Calamar region. But then, you know, what is Calamar? Well, Calamar is apparently a failed city.
It's fixed.
And that's where we just were a second ago. So I think it's funny in a way that within the game as we know it, there's not secret areas, but you know, the Frozen Highlands is more than just the Frozen Highlands. It's the Calamar region, and then the Frozen Highlands themselves extend all the way out through Craigspire, which I think is interesting. He does not want to go down. There we go. So, I think that, I think I might do some videos on that. If for no other reason than I think it's really interesting, just that there's more to the game than I always thought. Also really not that beat up. This fight, however, could be rough. Few more. So doing like whole lore videos, cause I've looked for them before, because I genuinely would like to know what is Might and Magic the series about. Why are things the way they are? What's going on? You know? Oh shoot. Broke something.
Fixed.
Broke a few things.
It's fixed.
But to dive that deep into the lore, it may be within the realm of possibility, but I don't know. So we'll see what comes of all that. There's this one series I've watched before on YouTube, and it talks about a lot of those little details that I'm interested in, and uses every piece of information to really explain the world. Annihilated by these guys. So much as just the artifacts give us information. You know, like Percival, for example, which I don't think we have. No, we don't. Not in this playthrough. But Percival, it has ties roughly to Might and Magic 7, kind of in a roundabout type of way. And then using that to kind of help, you know, more or less have some more context for things, Might and Magic 7 can make a little bit more sense. And that's still just interesting, you know?
Oh, I'm sorry.
To me, at least. Is that dragon hurt? make sure we kill him. Also, we need some distance. Well, yeah, we're taking an uncomfortable... Oh, shoot. An uncomfortable amount of damage right now. Also, they are too high for starburst. I think implosion should work. Implosion maybe will put him down. Blasters would be a little more effective, but this is just what we have. So, oh wow, it's got 400 hit points. It's so many. We're gonna try a starburst. Maybe it'll work. Hey, we got one. Now these guys, they are not fire resistant. They might have some fire resistance. Hey, there we go. That damage is so random.
Good as new.
400 on one of them, 25 on the next. Makes no sense to me.
Oh!
A spell we can't use. Let's grab as much as we can. And teleport out real fast. Yeah, my throat is very messed up right now.
Yes.
New spell. A worthless amulet.
Oh!
Find anything worthwhile. 24 spell points. Compared to this helmet, we're losing a little bit. I think the overall gain is going to be higher. Yeah, the overall gain's higher, so this helmet's getting retired. Also, did we find most of this armor at level 1? It's silly that we're still using these things. The throat is so messed up.
Greetings and salutations.
Twillin, the greatest researcher since the silence. Twillin's age has finally caught up with him. Last I heard, he was looking for a way to find his youth again. I don't think he can ever counter the forces of nature. Well, we already talked to Twillin. This seems a little throwaway-ish, but Twillin was the pedestal guy, and we already helped him for that. So he's gone, he's good. The Rican Pirates is kind of my Medic 7 type things. So not really relevant to us, but it's still there. And we can still probably learn maybe something from it. Let's heal up and go back. Still a ton of dragons to kill. And my voice. Alright. Back to Dragon Sand. Make sure my headset doesn't die. Cool. We don't want to go to Hermit's Isle. The loot just isn't quite as good. So I'd rather spend my time in Dragon Sand. I also hope that that one dragon didn't heal. Wouldn't be a big loss, but it would just be a little inconvenient if it did. And it looks like They all did. That's okay. I like that big group over there. If I was in any type of rush, you know, I would definitely aim for the bigger groups and call that good enough, but not a rush. We have all the time in the world. And then, you know, those of you watching this episode, you might think it's interesting to know what happens off camera, but a lot of it is this type of stuff. Not the most fun and sexy things to do. Not even quite necessary, honestly, just things that generally make the party stronger. You know, we found one piece of loot. We might find an artifact or something at some point. That'd be pretty cool. The experience alone is going to go a very far way. I wonder if one will get him. Take two. Just stay clustered. There we go. Yeah, so all the off-camera stuff is kind of what you're seeing. I don't typically record it because I just kind of assume the average person probably doesn't want to watch this. You know, to somebody that doesn't know the game terribly well, I can't imagine this is super fun to watch. But to people that understand, they just kind of get this, you know. Also, they are over water, so oops. Oh, an artifact. Nice. To this day, I can never remember if artifacts or relics are the better ones. Looks like it was Excalibur. Ah, we found another Mordred. There's some irony in this. We found two Guinevere's, can't use it. We found a second Mordred well after we need it. Terribly unfortunate. Now, the small upside is that Mordred is worth like 20,000 or something, so we're gonna get about 19,000 off of it. And that's a lot. We don't desperately need money just yet. I'm likely to spend most, if not all, of December in the game, just using the well to get as far as we can. We're already, you know, well past the point where we can pretty easily beat the rest of the game. We probably could have done that, you know, close to 20 levels ago. Because I think we're about the same level as when the Knights finished. And the Knights needed a lot more help than we did. Or this party did. Nice. So let me go save in case something goes wrong here. Speaking of which, we still have those buffs from those wells. Forgot about those. This pack looks like they're next on the list. Yeah. There's a lot of dragons. I also don't know why exactly the dragons are here. I'm sure there's a pretty obvious explanation somewhere. I don't know that. Although, I would definitely like to know. They need to go down first, because they're going to be a whole problem. Yeah, that didn't work. This place is way more large scale than I always give it credit for. Yeah, one more, we got him. There we go. And back to the starburst.
Fixed.
They look like they're a little too spaced out right now.
It's fixed.
Breaking all
I've
my things.
repaired.
Also, he has one more spell in him. Please be enough. It was not. Got him though. And at this point, we're very limited just by the number of spell points that we have. Also, we got 2 levels at this point, so that's very solid. And it's only mid-afternoon. Fire resistance, I'm gonna call that better than cold at the very least. Not much else, but super small upgrade, but we'll take that. Fire is going to be a little more relevant than what we were using. A second Mordred. It always hurts me a little bit to sell those. We haven't found any amazing relics this playthrough. And if we could have found a second Morgan, that would have been outstanding. But we never had that luck.
Hi there.
His old guard's trick. All these guys have so much to say.
Hi there.
Mandate of Heaven. Storms, floods, and disasters. I never did actually figure out what that flooded city or whatever it was actually was. I still kind of want to know. Oh, actually, there you go. Just good game advice. The fruit on the trees in the orchards of our fair town. Quite tasty and free for all to take. Well, if you didn't know that you could take them, now you do. Evils associated as a weapon. Yeah.
Hi there.
Expenses. Don't hire people you don't need. Don't pay for travel unless you need to. Well, that's kind of bad advice, not gonna lie. Oh, actually, curses. A wizard friend of mine told me the Temple of Baha was laying curses on our town from the abandoned temple just outside of town. One day they tried to lay the curse of endless vermin on us. Only they did something wrong and it backfired, infesting their own temple. They moved radio quick once that happened. Well, see, that's an interesting piece of lore. Now, I don't know how true that is, because I like my theory on it.
How are you?
I don't want to talk to you.
How are you?
I'll take everything. Yeah. Whatever.
How are you?
Goblins. Well, either way. guess we're going back to Dragon Sand. Because we're still in the first calendar year. At this point, we really are just wasting time. It's fine by me. I don't particularly care about my score. Although I might go look back and see how this score compares to our last one. And maybe how then again it compares to the one before that.
It's fixed.
Wow, that was rude. Yeah, we can't even really attack them, can we? Yeah, we lose about half of our projectiles. Not gonna have a very good shot at getting those guys. We have to draw them way, way out. That's a red dragon. Yeah, this isn't really worth our time and effort, but I guess we may as well. Let's have a little bit of time. I'm gonna do the Monolith in this episode. Probably just do that in a few minutes. Kill a few more dragons and go knock that out. It's a side quest that doesn't really matter. I also wouldn't mind just doing all the optional dungeons, just to do them. There's a couple of optional ones. And every time I pass by them, I always think, like, maybe we should get around to that, but I'm already doing one intermission episode. Don't particularly love the idea of doing that again. Flying Fist. There we go. But the optional dungeons really serve just about zero purpose. They're unmarked quests or actually just completely optional. And you can learn cool things by doing them, sure, but if there's nothing in the game that points you there, there's no real reason to go there. I personally just wouldn't expect anybody to go there. Case in point is the Dragon Rider's place. I don't think there's any reason to go there. There's a little bit of lore. Like, yeah, sure, I suppose that's cool. Maybe to the right person. But there's not much there. We go in there and just, snag whatever loot we can get and teleport out and call that a day. But, it's really not that hard of a dungeon, honestly. Man, do you see how widely this varies? It's insane. I mean, I can think this one is doubly effective, and these are all singly effective. But even still, where was it? Yeah, there it is. And we can't get our hands on a second. Wow, that'd be really good. Would be if we weren't a bunch of druids. What was I saying? During these playthroughs, I usually have a lot of thoughts and a lot to say on a lot of different things. Oops. So Myra the Damned is right over that hill, which is kind of what I was talking about earlier. It just doesn't exactly make a ton of sense. Not that it needs to make sense, but it's very just not how they intended.
Ah.
Yes.
Ray's dead.
Okay.
Well, there we go. We were actually looking for that spell just recently. Oh, the helmet.
Oh.
It's worthless. I wish it was easier to bunch these guys up. Oh well, we'll just nuke them down. Eventually they have to drop. If only we had Armageddon. Armageddon, fly, haste, and some blasters, and we would be... We'd probably be able to do this so much faster. Although, for in-game time, this is probably the fastest way to do it. Besides maybe blasters. But I want to get blasters normally on camera. Nice. Nice. Get that next one. He is low on mana again. Maybe meditation would be a good thing to invest in. Come on, 500 points. 24. Makes no sense to me how that works. No sense at all. 404. There you go. Could not for the life of me explain that. I found a longbow.
Ah.
And it's not any good. I want to kill these lizards.
Yes.
Just to use up all of the mana that we have.
Yes.
Maybe take some of those dragons too. Even just 2 of them. That being the weaker one. They might be too high off the ground. Yeah, still hit him. And he might drop. Nice. Still in that radius. Alright, one last one. And then we have to go reload. Nice. And nobody else is hurt, so we're just gonna show ourselves out real fast. Need more ammunition? Yeah, we didn't even find all that much. 2 hours later, not bad. If there's anything specific that anybody would like a lore video on, to the, best of my ability, and wants to recommend that, I'm definitely open to taking suggestions on what people think would be interesting. I don't know where I'm going to start exactly. Maybe chronologically, in the sense that, the route that you should encounter things. Maybe I won't, but I don't know. It'll all kind of boil down to just whatever I'm feeling. Do we get a third level? I did. 45 minutes in. I'm gonna do the Monolith real fast. Super quick and easy quest. It'll probably take us all of maybe 5 to 10 minutes. I'll probably get it a little bit faster if I just hotkey a bunch of infernos, but I don't want to mess up all my hotkeys. What I really wish is that there was a way to program spells to specific buttons. I have one of those,
Doesn't look like a place I'd want to be.
yeah, it gives all the stuff. I have one of those MMO style, mouses. To have all these extra buttons, I would love to, if you press, 1 or something, then it, casts Inferno, or 2 is something else, or just whatever it is. It'd be a very nice feature to have, if, worthless. 5,000. Yeah, there's a lot of money in here. Ah, shoot. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, this cough, it's not fun. I thought I was getting better.
Hey.
I always kind of liked this dungeon. Just pretty. It's definitely on the unique side of things. Water spirits are a total joke.
Sorry.
Oh.
I don't think there's anything here worth touching. Casters.
I'm sorry.
We're druids, they're druids. They have 0 daggers, and we have 8. Ah. That was not intentional. Oh, wow. We stay blundering out here. There you go. Let's just kind of stop touching those. There it is. It's very counterintuitive. The last one we touched cursed us, but then these are okay. Very strange. And here, I think Inferno will be our best bet. We can hit for solid damage, single target, or cast it on spell. Oh. That's terribly unfortunate. I never did get us a backup water guy. I don't think I have ever really needed it, but it would be nice to have. Man, they are just asking to die for horrible deaths.
Yes.
There you go.
Very nice.
That's a nice find.
Oh! Oh! Aha!
Normal playthrough.
Oh!
Oh wow. It's a super good bow. I'm gonna get rid of the cold bow.
Go!
And that letter doesn't do anything. +5 personality. It's always fun. Unfortunately, we cannot teleport out of here. Because nobody has any water magic points. So, like I said, super quick, super easy. It's a fun dungeon just because it's unique. And I can appreciate that for what it is. Ditch digger, instructor.
Hello. Greetings and salutations.
Pirate treasure. I should go to the islands in the bay. That was loud. Let's go to the pirates in the bay and dig for pirate treasure. Well, I still have no idea what that's
Greetings and
talking about.
salutations.
Somehow it's gonna be reason with. You know the charm spell. I don't have to kill everything it meets. Well, we already know that.
Greetings and salutations.
Here, let me see your palm. Pointing at a line in your hand. Just as expected, you're gonna die. Soon, I'll warrant. I don't think we will.
Greetings and salutations.
Herbs. Nah. Generous, okay.
Greetings and salutations.
Oh, that's always fun. There's cannibals and lizard people, which we don't really have access to. We're getting like right there,
How are you?
close to the hour.
Hi.
I don't think there's any last minute things that I want to do, really.
How are you? Oops. Oops.
Some weird sound effects. Yeah. Well, he doesn't like us because we're a good
How are
guy. I don't think they actually have any fruit trees here. Maybe it's a little oversight. It's home of the Druids. I feel like they might maybe have some somewhere, but they don't. Anyways, let's go to Iron Fist. Yeah. We're gonna go ahead and get our level ups done and call it after that. Let's see. I was just saying we need that water magic, but not too bad. As long as we have 9 skill points at the end, we're okay. So let's dump 41 into this. At least 11. Actually, I think air would be a better call. We actually get it up one more time, but we need those 9. Get that air. Get that air again. We still have 9. Air. Some horseshoes is what we really need. And it is December 3rd. So we lost a day, but that's okay. So a few minutes. So I think the last thing to do is just to get the last pilgrimage, because it's super quick and easy. Magic is in Blackshire. Right here. Nice. Alright. And with that completed, there'll probably be another half episode kind of thing. And depending on how everything's looking, we might beat the game next episode, or it might be a little after that, but I want to beat the game as close to 9 a.m. on January 1st. So if we can enter the hive at approximately 5 in the morning, we're going to be okay. Meaning we have 26 days, 25 days, and 23 hours, and 38 minutes, or something like that. Either which way, that's all for today. For those of you that watched, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.